What is going on YouTube? Haterback making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. Specifically in today's episode, I do want to continue on the discussion of potentially a shooting star signal that references reversals happening in the market. I also want to discuss the very interesting things that are happening within the S&P 500 and the stock market. If any of that sounds interesting, as you can see it appearing here, we do seem to be hitting some pretty darn high highs on the S&P 500, and the cryptocurrency space is starting to show signs of correction, as we are seeing a lot of shooting star formations here on the markets and just reversal candles in any spec. I do think you guys should continue to watch to the end of the video. This is going to be a lot of interesting conversation to discuss, so without further ado, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, so yesterday's video we discussed a shooting star sign of reversal. It was fairly, I was fairly to the point with this. I was fairly, obvious in both yesterday and the day before's video in reference to a correction forming and happening. I discussed in depth that we are starting to see what appears to be a shooting star reversal pattern on certain cryptocurrencies, as well as hitting some very big and major resistances. Now, to show you guys just the current coin market cap to start, you'll notice we're starting to dip lower. We're starting to see some slight uncertainty and reversal correction forming on most of these major cryptocurrencies, if not the entire market to say. I mean, we've had some cryptos now up 30%, 42%. It's pretty incredible to see that these things are actually pumping. But these are, penny stocks, very difficult to, make money off of. They're very difficult to catch and figure out. It's definitely a harder market. Not impossible, but just a little bit harder. My channel specifically, I just, impose the look on, bigger altcoins, ones that are more blue chip, ones that are going to be a more conservative trade and a more conservative investing strategy that will, hold more profit in the long term. But specifically, I do want to look at these cryptocurrencies. I also want to look at the S&P 500. Now, I feel like I haven't really discussed the S&P 500 in a long time, or at least given it some light. So I do want to start with that and then jump into these altcoins. So bear with me a couple of moments. Most of you probably, I know, are diehard XRP hodlers and Bitcoin hodlers, but I'm sure a lot of you are at that age where you guys have, retirement funds, Roth IRAs, anything under the sun, 401ks, stuff like that, retirement investing from your, your legitimate career or business. And if not, maybe consider getting one. But, we have to look at some things here. We've all taken a hit. If we go back maybe 5 or 6 months ago when COVID was really in its prime and people were scared, the price of the S&P 500 dropped from $3,400 all the way down to $2,187. This was an incredible monumental size drop, which is about, I would say, 35%. Now, we've managed in 5 months to not only come out of that hole, but practically put ourselves back in all-time highs. And what I really am trying to show you guys is the fact that there is some sort of pattern here that we can physically watch. I'm also noticing a very interesting resistance that is forming right here. This is a downtrend while we're seeing the market move up. This is also a fairly bearish signal. I honestly forgot what it's called. I'm going to have to do some research on this. Let me know in the comments below. I've mentioned this in the past, but we're having a reversal. The moving average is falling lower as the prices are heading higher. That is a pretty bearish exchange of events, but ultimately we are headed up. We are in an uptrend. You can see, though, every time we hit this white band, we inevitably fall. We reverse, we correct. Notice this usually happens towards the end of the month. The candle has to close before we see the sign of a reversal. Notice we had this candle that got rejected from its resistance, but it didn't see the drop until the candle closed. Same thing happens with all of these. We have the resistance being retested, then we close and fall lower. Now, this is on a monthly scale. Notice that we have 11 days and 7 hours left for this resistance to hit. And there's a good chance after these 11 days and 7 hours, we're going to see the correction. the reversal, the push to the downside, as we are hitting not only resistance on the relative strength indicator, but resistance on the uptrend. So these are very big indicators that there's probably another dip coming in the market. And we'll see how that ties in with the election very soon, as the next 3 months could be, because that's all we really need. It's just 3 months. We saw 1, 2, 3. 3 months set us down into all-time lows that we've, record drops, record high, record lows in regards to the amount, percentage-wise, record highs in percentage of a drop that happened literally practically overnight. That's what it felt like, 3 months. Notice these next 3 months go from September, October, November, 3 months leading to the election. Very ironic and interesting, but I do believe we're going to see a drop. So definitely make sure to move your positions around. I'm probably going to sell off in my Roth and then buy back in once the drop is complete. And obviously, I'll let you guys know about that as we move forward. But moving on to these other cryptos, you can see we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of major movement, a month of major movement to the upside, which is incredible. But we're starting to see these reversal candles here. We're starting to see uncertainty. We're starting to see the bulls and the bears fighting. This is a reversal signal. It's a pattern of correction to the downside. You guys have to pay attention to that. Consider a investment strategy where you might be shorting lower, and I'll go into this more in depth. This is a beautiful, perfectly explained shooting star formation on Bitcoin here. It is beautifully drawn out. Even though we shot up to 12.5, which is incredible, this is usually a reversal of resistance, of correction, of some sort of consolidation to help lower ourselves on this moving average and eventually help us, pop up higher. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're waiting for. Same thing applies with other cryptos like Ethereum. Ethereum hitting resistance is up here. Good chance it's going to correct lower, as we are extremely overbought right now. This candle is a sure telltale sign of rejection and resistance up top here. And there's a very high chance it is going to start to correct lower and form a downwards pattern. I'm not entirely sure as to how low we're going to go, as this is just starting. We may go all the way down to the moving average. Unlikely, but there's a good chance we're going to see that reversal. I think the biggest, easiest crypto to point out and reflect on is XRP today, because the way XRP is trading, XRP is showing signs of a rejection of its moving average, and this is great. Now, we've discussed multiple things here. There are multiple exchanges you guys can use to, capitalize off a reversal. XRP is one. If XRP decides to dip lower, Bitcoin is going to take the reversal as well. So that leads us to investing into, websites like DueDEX, exchanges that we use all the time. The fact that we have this opportunity to short, and I'm not just pushing DueDEX, you can use any exchange under the sun. You can use Bityard, which we've discussed, I think 2 days ago or yesterday, as an incredible way to, short XRP. It was extremely easy to use, very, well funded. It worked great. We made a 50% off a trade literally yesterday off this reversal on Litecoin. As you guys hopefully remember, this little dip right here was enough for me to make 50% return on investment. Incredible. Same thing applies with DueDEX. You can easily short Bitcoin, as we do anticipate correction to the downside. It's funny how we were trying to break above this resistance and now we're back below it. So it's interesting, but this does open up opportunities to short crypto, and all of that is linked in my Patreon in the description down below. Obviously, DueDEX is linked down below too. I highly recommend you take opportunity and take the chance with both, as they are both great investments. Exchange DueDEX is a great website to help short Bitcoin. They are adding some other cryptocurrency. It's the easiest platform I've noticed to use, but there are others that are just as great in regards to investing. Now, DueDEX is one of these where you do get the option to use some altcoins. They are going to be adding, I think, XRP and some of the other alts very soon. But Patreon is where you guys are actually able to take advantage of my trades, learning how exactly I use DueDEX, how exactly I use Bityard, how exactly I buy long, sell short, how I create reduce onlys, how I create post onlys, how I leverage trade, all these questions, limit orders, market orders, risk management systems, stop losses, take profit systems. They're all linked in my Patreon. It sounds like a lot, but when you have 125 plus people that are trading and learning in the same pattern, it's a great way to, grow as one and communicate and make friends with similar interests, and it will be much easier for you guys to profit in the long run, as well as I do share all my trades on there. But otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, guys. Like I said, if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help out the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and without a doubt, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace, guys.